Warm greetings from the High 10. It's Everyday Shenanigans. It is Monday, last day of the month, February. A lot going on in the world. Prayers for the Ukraine. Children, adults, those with family abroad. Prayers for those people. There's a lot going on pertaining to the Ukraine. I'll bring more information tomorrow when I can sit and gather everything properly. But tonight's discussion is, I want to be kind of serious with this live because I think some of you have lost your way. I know the people in the storyline have lost their way, but I believe other people are just as lost pertaining to this case about Summer Wells. I'm just a bit perturbed that you all don't know when to stop. Candace, you don't know when to stop. Your husband don't know when to stop. Your so-called associates don't know when to stop. Everybody's just jumping off and hee-hawing off of this as if the child, you all really act like the child's alive. Quite frankly, I'm just going to keep it real. From everything that I've seen as of the past, let's say, hour, if I didn't know any better, I think possibly she's alive by the way you all act, because you don't act like she's missing. I'm trying to understand what the hell is wrong with you people. Okay, we've got a bio donor now with a YouTube channel since the husband's been incarcerated. Then the guy who's representing you, Mr. Tim Mullins, he has a media channel, which is on YouTube as well. Then we've got crazy people that you've came in contact with over the past several months, pretending to be your friends, wanting to get your story out there. And they're just as nutty as you all are. Crackpots. Fussing and fighting, turning on one another. Just idiotic behavior of people who are supposed to be concerned about their children. Your so-called friends going to Chris Madonna to talk. They're the only two that don't have a YouTube channel, Allie and H. But H's father came out talking. I do believe he already had a channel before, but he was more boisterous the past month or so, talking, ranting, raving, getting in cahoots with other YouTubers. They're ranting and raving with other YouTubers. I'm just trying to figure out what is wrong with you people. Now we've got Jody Sue talking about some mess about a swing and where the boys last saw her. And I'm just utterly confused at everything that's going on as of late. But before I get into that information and everything that's been uploaded the past couple of days and taken down by Candace Bly, I want to play Evil Exists, and then I'll go into my commentary. There's just something wrong with you people. You people are ill to me. Evil Exists is the source.
Join AARP for $12.
Sorry about that. This is pertaining to Miss Jody Sue. Says Summer's siblings saw her by the swing. Oh, Lord. Stupid.
What did you first think when you saw Summer swinging really high on her swing? I wasn't sure if Summer was happy or scared, as it sounded like she said no please. However, kids in general are daring and love the excitement of swinging really high. During Candace's first on-camera interview, she said something that sounded a bit out of place to me. Candace said, "I know that she didn't walk away from this property by herself, or off this yard by her swing. That's interesting to me." She said by her swing, but Summer wasn't by her swing when she went missing. According to Candace, she was in the basement, and then left through the basement door when someone abducted her, or are we missing something? The only reason I'm mentioning this is because of what Jody Sue said. So, Jody Sue Brown has her own YouTube channel now too. She went live on it about 14 hours ago, and what she said is really making me think. She said many assume, because she was the one who heard a scream, she automatically believes it's an abduction, or that some stranger took Summer. She says that according to what she heard, the boys last saw Summer on the swing. Take a listen.
But what I was told was at the last place they seen Summer was a swing set. And I was like, and then I asked how long that had been. And I get told 5-10 minutes. I immediately know that time's a little, but like, well, they're kids. And time travel is different for children, right? So, pay no mind, but I do take the location seriously. But because they seem pretty well firm on theirs, as opposed to Candace, who doesn't, and it gets so vague with her. And the one part that felt different when I was talking to her, where I just was like, whatever, she didn't have eyes on her at all, or something, And so,
a lot. I know she didn't want away from this property by herself or off this yard by her swing. I'm feeling.
All right, that's the end of that. I'm going to go ahead and start my commentary. Feel free to hit the link after I'm done with the commentary. This is an open discussion pertaining to the said information. I've had just about enough of all of this BS because it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. In the beginning, we had YouTubers, still have YouTubers aiding Candace Bly and Donald Wells. We have a bio donors who set up a website pertaining to the disappearance of Summer Wells. Hello, everybody in the chat. We have now one bio donor in jail for a period of 6 months or more. We also have the bio donor female machine starting a YouTube channel. Why? We see her posting things and deleting them. Singing a song, deleted. Posting from a hotel, deleted. Posting a helicopter during summer months. Why? You all are running around, scurrying around, worrying yourselves about why? Why ask why? What did I tell you? Don't ask why, ask why not. There doesn't have to be any meaning behind sitting in front of a camera or a computer when you don't have anything better to do with your time. You see, there are people who are actually looking for their missing children, their missing loved one. That's where their time is. And it's not to say that they can't enjoy life, try to have some type of normalcy in their life. Let's make that clear. Share a smile, listen to music, eat. But they're going to show you in their walk and their talk that they are concerned about their loved one. And that's just it. I don't know what to say about any of the things posted by Candace Bly in the past couple of days. I don't know what her motivations are. I don't know what her motives are. If it's just for show, trying to send you a message about something, perhaps in the helicopter video, she's trying to tell you something. Somebody mentioned something about some tree cutters in the background. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't even care. I'm just going to be truthful. I don't care. Because it doesn't matter. Ain't you to figure that out? Everybody affiliated with them now has a YouTube channel. Except for Allie. I haven't seen her with one. I haven't seen H with one. I haven't seen Dudley with one. But the point I'm trying to make is these people have came out of clown cars talking about these people, their dealings with them, what they did, didn't do, what they think happened to the child, going up on social media platforms on YouTube, talking to people. Not one of these people have gone to Dr. Phil or the Oxygen Network or Dateline or John Walsh, but YouTube. And that's not to knock what we do up here, but you just can't go to anybody spinning a story. And I don't think a lot of you understand that. And you run out of breath from channel to channel trying to get the the tea of the day, and oh, let me tell you what they said, and you need to go check this out. Check out what? What is it that I'm checking out? The only thing I've seen in the past hour or two is an alternate universe pertaining to this child. I didn't even want to put her name in the title because I told you all I will not put her name in the title of no foolishness. But I had to make an exception because it's mess stemming from her disappearance. Don't you find it strange that all these people don't know each other well enough, but yet they're jumping out of clown cars? People just coming out. So who's next? Somebody from the hippie house, the liquor store, Dollar General, the hospital. Somebody was smooching at the pond. They want to tell us something. What? I mean, help me understand. Because this isn't normal behavior pertaining to a missing child. That's why you know that there's something suspect with all these people. I'm going to say it. All these people knew of each other, talked to each other, but now don't speak to each other. You all don't find that strange? That all these people worked with one, talked to one, hung with one, drank with one, God forbid whatever else they did with them, but none of them are speaking, not one. You don't find that strange? That all the people that have immersed themselves in this case since June 15th do not speak to one another. But yet they're on YouTube channels talking about their dealings with the parents. It's ridiculous. Now, their media guy, he's got a YouTube channel. The mother has a YouTube channel. The lady who's a neighbor, Miss Sue, she's got a YouTube channel. So this is what I want to know. How far y'all gonna take it? How far y'all gonna take it? Why are you posting how to send Donald Wells mail on the website pertaining to Summer Wells? I like an answer because I don't understand that. I thought the website's supposed to be about Summer helping find Summer Wells. I don't give a fuck about sending Don Wells a letter. And what I can send, my name needs to be in the upper right corner, blah, blah, blah. Why are you showing that? Oh, you want him to get mail? Is that the purpose of putting it on the website and so people can send him mail? Instead of them chatting in people's chats, they can now send him mail. Oh, Don, it's terrible what's going on with you. I feel so sad for you. Oh my gosh, you lost your baby and your sons are all gone. And I pray that everything works out for you. What the fuck is wrong with you people? And you all are out of line to be putting that up on a website. The website is supposed to be about the little girl, not the stupid father who landed himself in jail. What does that criteria, jail criteria, have to do with the child? Same thing with the mother getting a channel. What are you going to talk about besides talking to your friend through the computer? Oh, I need help with this. Call your friend. He knows how YouTube works. He should know how to monetize, do this, cut this, paste this. Call your friend. Hell, he stays on, going live. Call your fucking friend. Call your other YouTube friends, your so-called friends that's using you, acting like, oh, well, we just want to talk to her, check on her, see how she's doing. A real friend would never put their mother on a live and she's not even talking about the child or the children. Well, what is the point? That's what I want to know. What is the point of putting her on the live when she's not talking about the children? She's not talking about the case. She's not bringing forth evidence, information that's pertinent to the case. So what is there to talk about? Oh, yeah, I painted my nails today. Blue, blue's my favorite color. And I went to the Piggly Wiggly and got a cheesecake. And do you people see what's going on? This is a game. That's why I know something terrible happened to this kid, because these people do not take it serious that their child is gone and that their other children are in the state's care. And then their so-called fucking friends, associates, co-workers, neighbors are now jumping on social media platforms and then now having YouTube channels. Who does that? Who does that? Yeah, my neighbor Their kid's missing. Yeah, I saw this, I heard this, blah, blah, blah. Go start me a YouTube channel in a couple months. Huh? What the fuck? Man, you people are so distorted. But see, this is why you know they're all cut from the same cloth. And a lot of you don't get it. You're trying to decide who's telling the truth, who you believe, who's better than the other one. They're all the same. Ain't you done figured that out? You got strangers walking up pretending to be helpful. I'm a media this, I'm an advocate this. Oh, let me start a YouTube channel a couple months later. Oh, I'm down here protesting for this and that. Oh, let me go start a YouTube channel. They weren't even thinking about YouTube until they went and flocked onto a story. People started talking. Then they started hearing their names on YouTube. And next thing you know, voila, magic. I got a YouTube channel. But it's off the back of somebody dead and missing that you really don't care anything about. It'd be different if you really had a good spirit about yourself and you seemed concerned about the story that you're talking about or the protest that you're protesting. But I read through all of that. You people don't give a fuck about these stories you're talking about. And that's why I'm saying the YouTubers are just as nasty and vile as the people in the story. You all are all evenly yoked. You act the same. I can't tell one from the other. You're hanging with each other. You're slobbering over each other like a bunch of fucking thirsty ass wolves in heat. What is your problem? What is your problem? This is about a kid missing. So if I was going to YouTube my first day, never been on YouTube, and I was just scrolling through the queue, and I see Candace Blythe's video, especially the one at the hotel, I'd just be sitting there watching, saying, oh, just somebody going live from their computer in a hotel. I wouldn't think that your child was missing. That's the point. That if you were new to YouTube, scrolling through, and you saw the video, you wouldn't know that lady had a missing child, no suspects, no arrests, and that her other 3 boys are in the state's care. So Candace, why are you uploading material and then taking it down? You're singing in one where you look like you're 3 sheets to the wind, mouth open. You like your mouth open a lot. Why? I don't know. But to me, you look like you got some shit going on. I don't know what it is. But it's not the way I would sing a song. If I was to sing a song, I'm going to sing that song like I owned it. You ain't owning the song. So that leads me to think there's something else going on when you were singing the song allegedly. The helicopter video. Anybody can see it's in full bloom, the trees. So that ain't yesterday. What's the point, Candace? What are you trying to tell us, Candace? What do you want to say? Just say it already. Damn, lady, you play a lot of games for somebody who's got a missing kid. I don't understand you. And the reason why is because I ain't like you. And I want to give thanks to God I ain't, because there's no way I'd be playing these damn Dick and Tracy games on a platform and my kid's missing and my other kids are gone. I'd have other things to focus my time on. So Jody Sue, who told you that the kids saw Summer by the swing? I want to know. Did the kids tell you? You said something about they. Who are they? The children? So that's not the narrative that the Wells have spun. So naturally they're going to refute that. So I got to ask you, why are you talking? Why are you talking about this now? Did you mention this before? Maybe I don't remember because I don't follow your content. Hell, I didn't know you were a YouTuber. Help! Sorry. I mean, when is it going to stop? This he said and she said and Pookie said, Bubba said, oh no, I believe her. She's telling the truth. Oh, you don't know her. She's been sick. And oh my God, the mother, I believe her. And you should give her a chance. And her child may have been kidnapped and abducted. And that bitch has spun this story 12 ways to South. And yet you all still want to say she could be innocent. Well, how many times are you going to spend June 15th? Now we got a neighbor saying the kids or whomever said they saw her by the swing. But she don't know what to believe. Hell, do I know to believe you? I don't even know you. I don't even know Candace and Dawn. So why the hell am I believe a neighbor? Who told you the kids saw her by the swing? So you didn't think to ask the mother after the fact when she spun her version on the news, hey, Candace, that ain't what you told me, or hey, that ain't what the kids said. So who told you the children saw Summer Wells by the swing? And as far as you all trying to dissect what Candy is saying about out there, down there, who's to say she's just making a reference? I wish I had walked her over to the house, or I wish I had went down in the basement. Doesn't really mean the child went outside. But because Candace has changed the version, you don't know what to think. This is my best advice to some of you. Give it a rest. It ain't for you to know, because it ain't no truth to what's been told. So her allegedly slipping up at the tongue, it means nothing. It means absolutely nothing, because you don't know what is the truth. You don't know if she meant I should have walked her over to the house, I should have walked her in the house, I should have walked her down to the basement, or she actually was outside playing and I should have been out there watching her. How the hell you gonna know? Because she ain't gonna tell you the truth. And now all Candace is gonna do is refute what Jody Sue was saying about the children seeing her at the swing. So then that means the children were outside on June 15th at the time of the disappearance. Well, what time was that exactly? Because we're talking about at least a 3-hour window from the time they got home allegedly till the time they put a call into the dispatch. And fixing your mother's knee brace for a few minutes has never been given an exact time. 6:01, 6:05, 6:15. What are we talking? Surely not 3:05, 3:15, 3:30. Because if we would go back into after 3 p.m., that means you didn't watch your kid for several hours. So you what? See, I don't want to get into all that because it doesn't mean anything. All of you people are playing off of Summer's name, and that's what you're doing with the YouTube channels, the different versions. He said, she said, he did this. That's all you're doing. And all this started with Allie and H when they first came forward. They were the gatekeepers to this mess. Once they opened their mouths, little by little, here comes Paul, Dick, Jane with their versions. I'm really surprised more people haven't come forward to give the 411 pertaining to these people. The one person we've never heard from naturally would be Jose, because his name got ran down in the mud pertaining to these crazy ass people. But my thing is, if you don't have a receipt that Jose was ever around that time, he's irrelevant as well. He's irrelevant. Strangers, random people, the bio donors, neighbors, so-called friends. What's the end game for you all? What are you all going to talk about 2 months from now? June 2022, when she's still missing, God forbid. What's going to be the content on your channel June 2022? What are you going to talk about? Because see, this is what you have to understand about YouTube. If you're going to upload stuff, you're going to need to continue talking. So I'm just asking, Mr. Mullins, Jody Sue, Candace, what are you all going to talk about next month? April, May. What's the content going to be? You're going to get turned up, post something, realize you're getting flack for posting it, people trying to figure out what you're talking about, then delete the video. Well, Candace, I'm going to tell you a little secret that I think you'll probably already know about YouTube. When you delete the video, you don't get any views for the video, honey. And that means you don't get any money for the video. So why are you deleting the videos? That's the purpose of putting the videos up. It's to like, share, subscribe, get the views. Am I missing something? So you're deleting video after video. You know that people are curious to what you have to say. So when you delete the video, you no longer get the view. So that's money you're missing out of your pocket. I'm just utterly confused at what the fuck is going on. Let's talk about the rumors. Allegedly, someone wrote me a winded statement in the comment section. You have taxes due this week. I don't know if that's true or not. So what I want to know, let's just say you do owe taxes on the house, you and Donna Wells. How were you going to pay the taxes and you don't have a job? How are you going to pay maintenance on a car note, if indeed you have a car note, car insurance on the other little truck, keep it running, because you know they'll discontinue your car insurance if you don't pay. Everybody knows that. Water, lights, gas for the house. You don't have central heat and air, so that means you're running air conditioners when it's cool. And possibly space heaters, wooden stove, I'm not here to argue how she heats her damn house before you get crunk. The point is, it costs to live. And you don't work anywhere, and 9 times out of 10, you haven't saved any money from anywhere because you don't work anywhere. So I'm going to ask you, how are you going to pay these bills? And the main question is, Donna Wells, why would you leave your wife without any money? Did you leave your wife with some money to pay some bills? Because you know she doesn't work. She's never worked. She doesn't have a savings account to pay any bills or checking accounts with anything in it to pay. I'm assuming, if we're to believe that she was asking for money on Facebook, which now they've put that up on the site to say that was not true alongside the criteria for writing letters to Donna Wells in the jail. You people you have no morals at all. Donna, why didn't you leave her any money? As someone said to me tonight, well, Angela, I think perhaps he didn't think he was going to go to jail. So he didn't take any money with him. So what fool going to waltz into court and don't think they're not going to be violated? Drinking and driving, no insurance, no paperwork, sticker on the car. You just thought the judge was just going to say, okay, this is to be continued. Hell no, he gave you what he's supposed to give you. Like all the rest of us in Tennessee that break the law and drink and drive and don't got a sticker and don't got insurance. We got to pay the piper. You're not any different. But back to the question. Why didn't you leave your wife any money? You know she doesn't work. She don't have a job. She don't have any skills. So why didn't you leave her any money? You don't have any money saved up? Or is it that you do have some money saved up and you were cocky and went into court and then think you were going to get arrested, go to jail, get a jail sentence rather, and you just said, the hell with it. I'll let Candace wing it. She can get money from donations, kind people. We got supporters. But as someone said tonight to me, well, how long is that going to last? People giving all their money to Candace and Don. And why the fuck would you give somebody money that went to jail? When we start doing that? You put yourself in jail, but now I'm going to give you money to pay your bills at your house to keep your house up? Well, I'll be damned. That's kind of like giving somebody money for child support payments, and that ain't my child. Whether you free or in jail. Hey, I'm behind on my child support. Can you help me out? Oh, yeah, sure. Hold on, man. You want a check or cash? I got some money. I'll give it to you. I'll come again. Once again, Donna Wells, why didn't you give your wife money to help pay the bills or pay the bills up a few months before going to jail? You should have known there's a chance you were going to do jail time. But because you're cocky and arrogant and a sociopath, perhaps you thought your shit doesn't stink. So I ain't going to pay nothing. So you just left your wife out here hanging. Or is it perhaps he did pay some bills before he left and went to jail, and they're trying to hustle you all out your little money? So you all better stay woke. You ain't woke. You all don't really know what the game is. Everything on the YouTube channel so far the few days have not been about Summer Wells, coming from Candace Bly. There's a chance that Donna Wells will be in jail for 6 months or more. Allegedly, Grandis is leaving. That's another rumor I heard. Is it perhaps Grandis is leaving again because she don't want to help Candace pay those damn bills at that house? Stay woke. Gang, recognize gang. If Grandis hangs around, that means she's going to be obligated to help her daughter pay bills. Why would I, as an older person, want to pay bills for a house that ain't mine? My name ain't on the deed. And hell, I didn't even live in there. I stayed in a camper. And why are you going back and forth, Grandis? Back and forth, back and forth. What the fuck is going on up there? What you got going on up there? Is this Bill Gates' mother? Is there some kind of resemblance between Bill Gates and Grandis? I'm confused. Because I want to know why you're going back and forth. You do a lot of traveling for somebody with a bad knee. I'm just saying. But I know your type. You're going back and forth because, one, you don't want to be obligated to help your daughter. You're devoid of emotion. That's why she's devoid of emotion. That's why she met and married and made it with a person devoid of emotion, Mr. Wells. And they're both jacked up when they got together. And they got jacked up problems. And now we've got a missing kid, and the other three are in the state's care. But don't nobody care about none of those kids. We just want to make YouTube channels off of them, pretend that we're advocates, pretend that we're media moguls, pretend that we care about the kids. We're running around, flying, jumping out of airplanes and trucks and SUVs and Ubers to talk to the people with microphones, pretending to be reporters, pretending to be journalists, when all we're doing is stirring up trouble with a bunch of sick people and helping them chase clout off of a missing kid. You're aiding the problem by even being involved with Donald Wells, Candace Bly Wells. Haven't you figured that out? You trying to reach out to them. You trying to talk to them. You trying to message them. You want to knock on the door, stand at the driveway, leave dog food, on and on and on. You are a part of the problem, not the solution. Because this is a dirty game pertaining to this story. And none of you have helped brought any light or resolutions to the disappearance of Summer Wells by contacting these people and trying to sit with them and eat with them and break bread with them. Don't you read Psalms? Thou shalt not sit at the table with the wicked. Oh, I forgot. You ought to read the Bible. You're not even like Don, who thumps the Bible. You just go on your TV screen. Yeah, we're going to call it TV screen. And go live, talk about how much you care about children. Oh, I can't believe what happened to that little boy in Idaho, New Mexico. It's so terrible. You don't give a damn about those kids, the stories you talk about. I've peeped a lot of game since I've been talking about Summer Wells, Cal City, and the fakery is real. You all are no different than Donald and Candy. That's why you want to be in their peripheral, smell their ass. You're just like them. Then you sit up and try to fake cry like you're so concerned about the content. You don't care about the content. You don't care about none of these people. Because in the end, this story has to have an ending. And it's going to get an ending. If it's God's will, it will get an ending. And where is everybody going to be with their newfound YouTube channels? Because you all aren't what I consider content creators. You're just slumming off the back of a baby. You don't really have anything to talk about. And if you're going to be deleting videos, honey, wake up. That's your money. So that means you weren't in it for the right reasons. And I think that's obvious with a lot of people participating in this wicked story pertaining to Summer Wells. Candace, you got bills to pay. Wi-Fi, lights, water, car notes, car insurance, food, groceries, travel expenses, gas for your car. How you going to do that without a job, babe? You think your little loyal fans are going to keep sending you money? But yet the website says there are rumors about you that you did not put up any information in a Facebook group for Cash App. You never started a Cash App account, blah, blah, blah. How do I know what the hell Candace got going on in her pocketbook? I'm not at her house. I don't know if she's got PayPal, Cash App. How the hell would we know that? That's none of our business to know if she started or if she already had it. But the point being, she now has a YouTube channel, which everybody knows the game about YouTube. It's a hustle. Point blank. It's a hustle. And it's definitely a hustle for somebody that doesn't work. Come on. Yeah. We don't have to sugarcoat it. It is what it is. It's just sick. When are you and your friends going to talk about Summer Wells? That's what I want to know. Thank you, Marilyn. Got my own problems. Amen. The world is going at war right now. And you're sitting here posting pictures of an old video of a helicopter flying over your house, singing to a country song. Looks like you're inebriated. There are people with real problems. There are people who have real problems, real bills, and they don't got no help. They don't have no cash app, and they're not, as somebody says, begging, wanting someone to pay their bills because their husband went to jail. Ain't no fucking way I'm going to give nobody no money because their husband went to jail. That has nothing to do with me. That's nothing to do with me. Some people might have some consideration because if you had your children with you, maybe somebody would be kind enough to say, yeah, I'll take her some food or help with the lights or something. But who's going to do that month for month? Pay light bills and water bills. Let's just say she had her kids. Who's going to do that month for month? Let's say he gets a whole year. You all better stay woke out there. Who's going to pay your damn bills month for month for a year? And you don't do anything at all, but just loaf around. Then someone put rumors out that when people were coming to help with your house, you didn't do anything, you didn't help. Is that true, Candace? So what are we talking about here? So see, this is what I've been trying to explain to people about you and Don and so many other people. You're hustlers. You've been doing it all your life. You don't know any other way of living. Even though Don kept a job, but he's still a hustler by nature. As they say in the streets, the nature of the beast. You all have probably been bumming, begging for a long time. And when you got your child gone, I'm going to say that, and you saw the kindness of others rallying around you, wanting to help, aid you with money, this and that, you found a new way to get paid. And that's just the bottom line. You saw what people are doing and how they're living, making money from being a YouTuber, which is anyone's prerogative. But you should be better than that because you're the one with the missing child. Not some random person watching YouTube and saying, hey, they're talking about this. Let me talk about this subject. Let me try to get some coins in my pocket down the road. It's not the same. Those are random people. And in the end, you can talk about what you want on YouTube, whether you're monetized or not. Your situation is different because you're the bio donors of the children, and you don't seem concerned about your kids. You don't seem concerned about anything. And it looks like to me you and your constituents are playing a very dirty game. That in the end, all your associates, old friends, new friends, are capitalizing off the case. But what I say is in the end, whatever that may be, whenever it may be, they won't have anything to talk about on their YouTube channels. Kind of like what we saw with Cal City. Everybody fussing and cussing and name calling and talking bad about this person's channel, this and that. But in the end, as the time went by, nobody's talking about the case. They ain't talking about nothing. Because that was the only reason why they got the channel. Was to talk about some missing kids. But then when the story died down, they don't have nothing to talk about. No views, no other content to speak of, nothing. So then that would lead one to say, well, damn, you just, what? Uploaded videos to talk about somebody missing, but then it became a mudslinging contest. And in the end, when the story died down, you don't talk about nothing else. You don't even talk about the case anymore. And I kind of got a feeling that's how this is going to be. that everybody's rising up on the Summer Wells case, friends, family, ex-friends, new friends. But when it's all said and done, arrest or no arrest, you won't be really talking about anything. I'll tell you what some of you do. Since you like talking so much and you want to be seen and heard, you want to make your little money, why don't you talk about what's going on with Ukraine and Russia? That's the latest hot topic here going on in the United States and abroad. Why don't you talk about how terrible it is to go infiltrate a land that doesn't belong to you and kill civilians for no damn reason? That's a great topic. You might get you some views and some likes. Hell, might even get some donations. Talk about Putin and the Ukraine. You want to talk about something? Because Summer Wells ain't your topic. And I think it's time that many of you realize that this is just a nasty game, because I know of people missing right now, right here in my region where I currently live, and ain't nobody on YouTube talking about them, and ain't nobody on YouTube arguing with another YouTuber about their case. Don't you find that interesting? Nobody's arguing about Chad Carr. Nobody was arguing about Dashina Kyle. Why is that? I want you to ponder that for a second. 2 African-American people went missing last year. No YouTube slinging mud on those 2 cases. None of their family have started YouTube channels that I know of. My. You all better wake up. Stop worrying about what they're talking about, because they're not talking about anything. Nobody has brought forth any information pertinent to June 15th. Just a bunch of hypotheses and narratives to just have something to do, as someone said tonight, just for a like and a view. Because there have been no arrests in her case. And I really think, I shouldn't use adjectives. I think it's in poor taste to start a YouTube channel by being immersed in the case of a missing child. And it looks even worse when you're a neighbor and a parent. You're not just some random person curious about a case and say, I'm going to start talking about that Summer Wells case or this case over here. You're in the story and you're starting a channel, but yet you're not talking about your child. And why is that? Why are you not talking about Summer Wells? Hey, here's the 1-800 number. Hey, you have any pertinent information? Dial this number here. Hey, this is the next time they're going to search or this and that. You're not talking about nothing pertaining to the case. That's what I would think a parent would be doing if they were to make a YouTube channel. They'd be trying to give you information about their child and ways you can help, honestly help. Give out the TBI number, the Hawkins County's number. Hell no. We want to stare into the camera and sing songs and show old ass videos of helicopters and then delete the videos and stream from a hotel. Why, I do not know. All of this is for show. And I'm sick of it. And it's sickening to me that you all are just running out of breath, wanting to go look. And then she deletes the video. And then you're sitting there stomped. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. She deleted it. Ding, ding, ding. Ask yourself why she deleted. Yes, mind games. Thank you. Mind games. Thank you, Crystal. You said it. This is all mind fuck. Excuse my language. That's all this is. That's why I know that this is all deliberate pertaining to the disappearance of Summer Wells. Nobody could ever make me believe different, because no sane, lucid, caring individual would do what these people are doing off the backs of a little girl and her brothers as well, because they have to be counted too. You're talking about 4 children, 3 that can visibly be seen, And this is what you would do to some missing child, and children in the state's care, is make fucking YouTube channels to talk about absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. You can't talk about the boys and you won't talk about Summer. How ironic. Yes, to feel bad and fill up the pocketbooks. Well, I ain't got no money because I got bills here. Because I'm trying to stay warm. I got to heat water to bathe. Stay woke. This is sickening to me. If you want to join the panel, hit the link. Oh, I'm checking out of here. That's what was on my mind tonight. But this is sad to me. That the parents don't have any respect for their children. The audacity to post how to send Don Wells a letter. The criteria for sending mail. Why in God's name would you post that on a website pertaining to Summer Wells is beyond me. That is low down. That is so fucking low down. That website is supposed to be about your child. But as someone said, all you've done is talk about yourselves. Me. And you're going to post how to send mail, where to put your name. Hell, are you all not Americans? You don't know where to put your name on a damn letter? Who cares? Give a damn about Donald Wells. What I can send him, can't send him. I ain't sending him nothing. And you're a dodo bird if you write him a letter. You're a dodo bird if you put any money on the damn books. That's his choice that he got his ass in that damn jail. He's an old ass man. He knows better. He's not some 20-year-old that got fucked up. That man is almost 60 years old, still going to jail. And left his wife out here with nothing, obviously. And you want somebody to cut him a check and send him money for what reason? Cut it out, Carol. Yes, dodo bird. It's sickening. Hey, my husband just got locked up on his own. Can you send me some money, please? Come again? Hell, why don't we all just do that? Just walk out here and just start sending people money to the jail and the prisons. Why not? Oh, your boyfriend got locked up? Oh, how much does he need? I'll write a check. Oh, I'll go put it on a card. Does he need a cell phone? Maybe I could pay one of the guards to take him a phone in there. Hell, where does it stop? You people better wake up. I'm telling you. Leave them people alone. Stop worrying about what they're doing. Stop worrying about what they're putting on the website. Stop worrying about what she posted on her channel, what she deleting on the channel. Give it a rest. You are help feeding this nonsense with them. They are not interested in their children. It has never been about their children. Why the hell do you think we're talking about them right now? Because the children were never important. Not then, not now. You think it's happenstance they don't have their children? That's something some of you need to ask yourselves. Why don't they have their children? Don't give me no rumors, what you heard. Think about the real reasons they do not have their children. The real reasons Summer Wells is missing. Thank you. Why would you want to send money to people who could be possible suspects in the disappearance of their child? You have no idea who these people are. Look at the company they keep. Look at them as people. Everybody in the story is jacked up and drug related, and yet you think this is a joke? You think it's okay to send these people money? I mean, are you people blind? I mean, what the hell's wrong with you? Well, don't send them your money. Go to the county's office tomorrow, today rather, cut a check for the taxes, pay the car notes, the car insurance for a year. Yeah, come on. Make sure you put enough dog food, cat food out there for them. Make sure you got enough chopped wood out there for the wooden stove, allegedly. Hell, while you at it, go on and sign them up for central heat and air. You want to get your money away? Go and put our new heating unit in there. Say she needs some tile floors. Go on to the liquidators and get us some tile floors. Hell, matter of fact, let's go and redo the whole damn house on the inside. Let's just go and put white cabinets, marble countertops in the middle. Get a new dinette set from Rooms to Go. Some new furniture from Rooms to Go. Let's go ahead, take all the paneling down. Let's put up some new drywall. Hell, just knock yourselves out. Just remodel the whole damn house. And while you at it, go on and see about getting a swimming pool cut in the backyard. You want to get some money. Don't just stop at a couple of dollars, baby. Go all the way with it. Tell her you got about 15 racks you want to give her. Put her in-ground swimming pool. She's getting her kids back. Kids going to need somewhere to swim this summer so they don't end up getting lost or drowned in a swimming hole. Stay woke. So let's go on and get some money together and get them a new swimming pool up there on the mountain. And while we at it, let's also go to the city and pay for some light poles back there so they can have adequate light back there in the county. Because everybody knows in the county they don't have adequate lights because it's the county. So let's pay for some poles back there so they can have street lamps. And we also going to put some lamps at the edge of the driveway all the way up to the top of the driveway so they can see when they're coming in. And then we're going to call somebody to make sure we get the motherfucking driveway paved. So it can be nice and smooth when they come up the mount, circle all the way around the house. Are you woke? Are you listening? And let's not forget, we got to get some concrete out there so we can pour concrete for some stairs to the front damn door. And we also got to find us a plumber and electrician so we can get the house properly aligned and wired up. And let's not forget, we're going to also have to call the roofers, put a new roof on there, need some guys to paint, we're going to paint outside. Or did I leave anything out? Since you want to pay for some things for a man that deliberately went out drinking and driving because he wanted cigarettes or, sorry, new version, get away from my wife. Give me a break. Thank you for joining me. This is Everyday Shenanigans. If you'd like to donate to the channel, $Big Angie 129 Cash App. Our super chats are welcome during the live. Thank you all so much for the support. Welcome new subs, old subs. Hit the like button if you like the content that you're listening to. Prayers for the UK, for the Ukraine. Amen. Thank you so much, everybody. Yes, he has legs to walk. Amen. You see, there are people with real problems right now, such as the people abroad who have been forced out of their homes because there's people blowing up things that don't belong to them. That sounds like a real problem to me, not knowing where I'm going to sleep, where I'm going to eat, how I'm going to get out of a country that is now a war zone. And you're sitting up here worrying about what the fuck somebody's doing in Rogersville, Tennessee. Come on, y'all. You got to get it together. You see, we're giving them the attention they want. Ain't you to figure that out? Game recognized game. If you like to give any information, the panel is open. Almost an hour in. Thank you so much. Thank you, Common Sense. Real people with real problems. Children crying. Don't know if they're going to wake up, see their parents, see their family. Going to a foreign land because they can't live in the land where they had a house and clothes and shoes and water and food. Can you imagine one day you're living okay, now you got to pack up because some maniac has decided to bring in troops and tear up the land you in. But yet, somebody here is more concerned about having a YouTube channel, not finding their kid, not rallying for their kid, and their so-called friends and associates, they want to be YouTubers. But there's people right now standing in line to get their own money out their ATM machine, standing in line to cross the border out of their country. And you're worrying about what the fuck is going on in Rogersville. Come on, y'all. Stop giving those folks playtime. They don't care about anything. Because the gist of the story is they never cared. That's the reason why Summer Wells is missing, and that's why 3 boys are in the state's care. They never cared. They've had ample enough time to get their lives together. And they have chosen not to. And you got these people sitting up here crying and moaning about helping and doing this, and don't judge them. Why not? Why should I? Why should I not judge them? You're not doing anything but making a fool out of yourself and showing out in public. And anybody want to sit here and oh, thank you, Lisa. Anybody want to sit here and aid them and put them up on the panel and all that? Why? That's your friend. You're supposed to be trying to talk about a case, but you're going to put the mother up on your channel. How are you helping? That's what I'm trying to understand. How are you helping the case? This lady's your newfound friend. And now she's divulging personal information on a live platform. And you think this is helping the case? How's this helping the case? You don't do stuff like that. You don't do that. You can't say you're trying to help solve a case. I'm bringing information to the public about a case of a missing child. But now you have the parents up there confessing stuff, cussing, fussing, telling their personal business, high, drunk, inebriated. How is that helping the case of the missing person? I'll make me understand, because I don't understand it. You all don't care nothing about Dawn. You all don't care nothing about Candace. And you don't care anything about Summer Wells. And you don't care anything about her children. And you sit there and you lie to their faces like you're so immersed in their lives. What's going on with them? Oh, I help you feed your dogs and cats. And you all don't give a damn about those folks. All that shit's for clout and attention. You're just as sick as they are. Evildoers. You're not invested in anything going on in Rogersville. And it's only a matter of time somebody else is getting ready to come out the works with a YouTube channel and also a testimony pertaining to June 15th. You all keep sitting around listening at this garbage. It'll be June 22 here in a minute. March is tomorrow. If you're not looking at your calendar. So you better wake up. We are approaching March. Where is this story going? Because it is sickening at this point. Very, very sick. And there are a lot of people who have missing children, missing family members, and you do not see them on YouTube, and you do not see them behaving like this at all. They're trying to get the message out, the information out about their loved one, getting tips, viable information, not this BS here. And it's just like what I said. If you were to sit and watch this woman and you knew nothing about this case, you would not know she had a missing child or children in the state's care. And that's the disturbing part of the story, besides Summer missing and the children in the state's care. You wouldn't even know what she's allegedly supposed to be going through. Don't be a party to this mess that they are feeding you. Just remove yourself. And it's like somebody said, giving these people attention. Why? Watching and running out of breath because she said something on somebody's live. He said something on somebody's live. Don't you see this is a game? All this shit they're doing is for attention. They want you to go run back and talk about it, gossip about it, make a video about it. Then in the same breath, they're crying and moaning. Oh, they're talking about me. Oh, they're bashing me. Oh, I didn't never knew how evil the world is. Oh, you're evil. Sit up here worrying about some random ass YouTubers in chat when you should be concerned about your fucking kids. Worry about that. Who the hell has time to go live and their kids missing? Maybe because there's nothing else to do. There's a whole lot of things they can do. Don't come here with that mess. I don't want to hear that mess. What you do with your life is a choice. You want to sit around all day, smoke cigarettes, and get high, pop pills, vape. That is a personal choice. What the hell has got to do with somebody? It ain't got nothing to do with me. Give a damn. You want to vape? Spend your own money. You want to get high? Spend your own money. You want to get drunk? Spend your own money. How about that? You want to eat a Burger King every day? Spend your own money. Got taxes to pay? Spend your own money. What do we have to do with your bills? Everybody's got bills. I don't think there's an American that lives on their own don't have any bills. Actually, she had to put Summer to the side. No, she didn't have to put her to the side. She had put her to the side before she went missing. How about that? Should have known we have one of these Willy Wonkas come into the chat. Well, that's true. Stop gossiping. Stop listening. Exactly. That's why I don't listen. That's why I don't believe none of the stuff that they're saying. None of these people that have come forward with all this he said, she said, you don't know what's the truth about anything. You have no idea who is telling the truth about anything. Yes, that's all she has to do is sign up for a course. But she has to want to do that. She don't want to do it, then that's that. Well, that's my commentary this evening. The foolishness is just, it's like every day there's been something pertaining to this woman since her husband has now been incarcerated. I'm sick of it. I'm just sick of hearing about these two people. That's the thing I'm trying to get you all to understand is that there's nothing pertaining to Summer Wells. Ever anything. It's always about them. How they feel. You wouldn't have to feel anything if you were watching your kid on June 15th. If you cared about your kids June 15th, there would be no videos to be made about the storyline. Nobody would be talking about Summer Wells because she'd be alive, healthy, allegedly. Your children will still be in your care. You did this. And what I keep trying to tell everybody is that the state took those kids for a reason. Whether late in the game or not, they still took the children out of their care. And this has become just a game between them and social media. So my thing is, what would they be doing right now if there was no YouTube? No Facebook, no YouTube. Who would you be talking to, Candace? Who would you be talking to if there was no YouTube and no Facebook? Who would you be talking to? Because it doesn't look like you have any genuine friends. And I'm just an outsider looking in the glass. You don't have any friends. And yet you keep staying in these people's faces, chatting on a live. Why? Too many things you could be doing with your time. You could be watching TV. Hell, you could be watching other content on YouTube. How about that? How about HGTV? They got great videos in the queue. Show you how to decorate your house, how to lay down flooring, how to paint the walls, how to knit, crochet. You see where I'm going with this? Something else to do. Well, since nobody has anything they'd like to add to the commentary, I'm not going to hang any longer because it's late. And I'm tired of repeating the same thing pertaining to these nuts and their sidekicks. It's daunting to keep talking about the same thing over and over and over. And it's just ridiculous. Exactly. She would not get on YouTube when Don was home. Now she's on there all the time. That's my point. Thank you, Common Sense. That's my point. Why are you now on YouTube saying Don's been incarcerated, but you wouldn't get on here and talk? You'd be in the background while he ran the show, talking to other people. Very sad. It's pathetic. It's pathetic more than sad. Like I said, I could chop it up and look at her as a human. I could look at Don as a human, but they keep bringing me back to something very ill and vicious to where I cannot. Because I know there's something amiss with the two and Grandis as well. And I got a feeling they all know what happened to Summer because their behavior is jacked up for people who allegedly are supposed to care about the children. And it doesn't look like they care. Rags, where are you? $176 viewing. Thank you all so much. I think all of you need to get off YouTube and stop. You're not talking about anything. You are using this YouTube as a joke. You know, we have enough craziness that goes on here already. Social media in general. And you're not using it for anything. Rags, you want to come up for a minute before I leave? Because nobody's trying to discuss anything, so I'm going to go. The room she has ain't cheap, I'm sure. Well, and naturally people would ask about that. Why are you in a hotel room? You know, you can go where you want. Let me make that clear. An adult has the right to go wherever they want to go. Well, Gene, that's my point. We don't know what he left. We don't know what he paid or if he paid anything. But that's my point, is that he has to know she's probably not going to work anywhere. And bills come every month. And you have to actually go out and get a job. Wait for somebody to call you back to say, hey, can you come in and interview? Right now, a lot of places are hiring, but hell, 9 times out of 10, it's probably places she wouldn't want to work because she's used to not working. And my thing is, if you didn't go get a job right after your children were taken, you probably don't want to work now. Just keep it real. Hello?
Hello.
Tough crowd. Ooh, Lord.
Oh, yeah. I'm surprised not many's up here. It's been
Well, that was the purpose of me going live. I figure everybody worrying me to death in the comment section, but yet you're live. Nobody wants to give their opinion. I just find it very strange.
I know. I've been watching them all day and then watching that live that was earlier.
Thank you. So let's go here since we're talking about the work. Do you think she'll get a job?
No.
Okay.
No.
So what do you think about her now having a YouTube channel?
I've been watching that.
Thirsty.
I think, to be honest, I said I've been watching that. To be honest, I think she needs to keep it up because I think she's going to screw up. She's already said a lot of stuff in a week she's had it.
Yeah, Miss Kate, we know that. That's why I kept telling everybody something's amiss with the getting the kids back, because you've too many months that went by, they would have the kids back by now. I think everybody knows that.
Oh yeah.
So what are you saying? Keep the keep the YouTube channel to make money. You can't make money if you delete the videos.
Yeah. And there's no reason for her to delete them because everybody's recording them. Like the live I watched tonight, with I don't know if they're police or what, but they're watching them. They said it, and they're recording them. So there's no reason to delete them. They're out there.
Say what? Say it again. Who's watching?
The live I watched tonight that has I don't want to talk about other creators, but it has
just say what happened, baby. Just say what you're trying to say.
They're watching them. Like one of them.
I don't understand who is they.
Okay, one of them is a statement analyst. Like he listens to what they say.
Oh, off of Chris Madonna.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say AB talked about him. he has people that they're watching them, and as soon as she recorded it, they brought it to him, and they're like, she just said this, so they're on her because she just posted what they was talking about like last night.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, deleting them is doing nothing because they're done.
She's deleting the videos because people are talking about what she's saying, but that's the whole point. Why talk? And no, you wouldn't have to delete the videos because you feel some type of way about people saying whatever about you talking. You understand what I'm saying? That's why you don't talk. It's like you keep repeating the same. It's like this chick don't understand, her and her husband. You don't have no business up on YouTube talking. You have yet to bring anything pertinent about your child. It's a difference if you went to YouTube and you were talking about your child. The case itself, what they had, this and that. You don't do that because law enforcement is not telling them anything. So then you're going to make a YouTube channel, websites to talk about yourselves. Well, don't nobody want to hear nothing about what the fuck y'all talking about because you're not talking about nothing.
Oh yeah, nothing. I mean, nothing. Not like today. I went and put up flowers. Today I did this. Today I searched for nothing.
I believe Alicia. They're not getting those kids back. Y'all sitting there listening at that BS. They're not getting them kids back, man.
Yeah, I don't think they're getting the kids back.
They're not getting the kids back.
No.
Let's stop those lies.
I just want Summer to be home.
Well, good luck with that. Just being truthful.
Yeah. I mean, I'm one that believes she's not here, and I know a lot of people will get upset about that, but I want to be laid to rest.
Yeah, but there's something wrong because it wouldn't take this long.
Yeah. That's what I was saying not too long ago about, because somebody was saying that they're praying they're still alive. I mean, there's only 1% of me, 1% that thinks that maybe she could still be, because there's not a body yet.
Yes. And let's keep it real. The way they act, you would damn near think that possibly they don't act like she's dying.
But in getting into this Summer Wells case, I started looking at, because I never got in, like I told you before, I've never really got into true crime stuff.
Yeah.
Like I was watching other parents that have been proven.
Yes.
And they didn't either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You would thought they were still looking for him, that they felt like they were still alive, and they knew the whole time.
Yes.
So,
and that's the thing about that, is that I can't tell somebody they shouldn't have hope. That would be out of line.
Right.
To tell a parent. But as an outsider, listening to these people, this is where I'm making my judgments on. Listening to these people, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, something's off.
I mean, I think like everybody else, I go every which direction and things like that. But like, I mean, you had professional searchers out there 2-3 times, and the searchers, where's the body? Because Candace is not smarter than the FBI, the TBI, Equal Search, all these people.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is a little percentage in there that maybe they did give her to someone else. They know she's okay, and they're just gonna go ahead and go on with their life.
But the thing about that is, let's talk about that for just a second. Let's say that's true.
Okay.
They gave the child to someone. We know there's no way they would be able to, the people who have her, let's say they would never be able to bring her out.
Yeah.
That's number one. Two, what would be the motives for one, giving her away, and two, what did the people want the child for? So you have to ask all those questions.
I do.
Because you can't say, well, I took her in because they didn't want the child anymore. Well, you now know that there is an Amber Alert after the child. So you're going to do what with her then now?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that a few nights ago. Like, if somebody did take her, she can't go. Basically, she's just stuck in the house. And, I mean, she can't go anywhere. She can't do anything.
And then the flip side of that is, what kind of people are just going to keep a child, which we know this has happened, in a house and don't got other friends and family that'll come over? So where are you keeping her? In a basement, an attic, a shed? how long are you going to keep that up? Because at some point, there's got to be a breaking point in hiding someone,
Right.
unless you end up killing them.
I seen a movie about that where the parents had sold their child to a lady, a very rich lady,
Mm-hmm.
and she kept her for years. And I mean, she went to school, and when she got to college, they finally found her in real life. But everything, like, she just kind of was a
See, I
different
never
person.
understood how people could enter kids into school and all that when we know you're
Exactly.
supposed to have some type of registration for your child, even though children don't have IDs. But how are you registering a child in school without a birth certificate and a social security card? Because we know about the lady that kidnapped the little girl, the black lady kidnapped that little girl and raised her down in Florida. Remember that case? And the mother ended up going to jail. I never understood when she kidnapped the baby from the hospital, where were the credentials?
Right.
Because you're not gonna be able to go file nothing on the child because that would be held to the computer that the child was kidnapped.
Even though she did like fake IDs and fake birth certificate, all that stuff, eventually doctor's appointments, things like that, they're gonna
That's
see.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But think about when people were doing this 20, 30 years ago. It'd be kind of hard, I would think, to doctor those type of documents. I'm not saying people didn't, but I just all those stories of people taking in kidnapping kids and raising them as their own. I still in my mind saying somebody still fudged something because you're supposed to have some type of identification for your kids, such as a birth certificate and a social security card.
Right.
Well, exactly. You would face prison. That's what I'm saying. Why would I keep a kid that I now know was reported missing? So wouldn't I go back to Candy and Don and say, why did you report her missing if you gave her to me?
Right.
Who's going to risk going to jail? Hell no, I'm going to take this kid back. I'm taking this kid over to the police and let the FBI handle and tell them the truth. Yeah, they gave me this kid. They didn't want her. I said I'd raise her, but I'm not going to go to jail for, kidnapping her and she's in my possession. And that's another thing. How are you going to try to raise a kid with no documentation? I'm going to keep saying that. It's very...
I've been watching her YouTube and stuff like that. Like the things she's saying is like, okay, one of them was she was talking about people dogging her out because she don't cry. She's like, I can't just cry on demand. You shouldn't have to cry.
When is your cry on demand? What the fuck? See, about that pissed off.
Oh, it made me mad. And I'm like, I mean, as soon as you even say the word
see, that's a psychopath right there. I can't cry on demand. Nobody asked you to cry on demand. Why haven't you cried for your child is the point. Not on demand.
Well, she said demand. She talked about it for over probably 2 minutes.
But that's something a psychopath would say. I can't cry on demand. A normal person would just say, well, I said not to, offend anyone, but I'm just not an emotional person. I've never been a crier. People would still judge you even if she said that because they're going to say, well, damn, that's your kid. I would think this is the one point when you would cry, even if you weren't a crier.
Exactly. I mean, she's not even my child, but whenever I think of her.
But you cried with Chris Madonna. You cried at that swimming hole when he was acting like he was so sympathetic. She cried. She cried on Dr. Phil when the Cornbread Mafia was mentioned. But, I can't cry on demand. What the fuck?
Yep.
I've had enough.
That's what I'm saying. Just in like the week that there's been a channel, she just keeps saying things. And it's just like, keep going. Keep going. Keep it up. Be on there 24/7 because eventually you're going to say something.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, yeah, I have a lot of, I wish I would have. I wish I would have. I wish I would have did this. I wish I would have walked her out there. Out where? The swimming hole? Maybe she didn't even get out of the car at the swimming hole, See,
that's the whole point. See, this is why I keep telling people, because I don't really want to go back to that swimming hole stuff.
I know.
Anything you want to dispute as far as in the company of H means that H and his mother both lied about being with her. And that makes no sense because why am I going to be involved at all when I could just say I wasn't with her, period? People don't listen.
Yeah.
If I want to be removed from the story of Summer Wells, I wouldn't even admit that I talked to Candace. I wouldn't admit I went in her car on the 15th. Stay woke.
Yep.
Why even admit you saw her talk to her? It'd be between me and FBI that I saw Summer, was at the swimming hole. That's the reason why he really shouldn't have talked to Chris Madonna. See, a lot of you all think that was a good idea, but look where all that has gotten us up to this point right here, which is a bunch of foolishness. A bunch of people rehashing the same commentary over and over and over, going back to who said what, didn't say what, who got out the car, who was in the car, was Granny's at the swimming hole, all that type of foolishness. I tell people, you're never going to get to the truth. Ain't you to figure that out? Because it wasn't meant for you to know the truth.
Yep.
She could easily tell you what time she went where, but she has chosen not to for a reason. And that means it's foul play. Anybody possessed should know that, because how hard would it be to say, I got up at this time, I went over here at this time, I picked such and such up at this time, we went over here this time, we sat here for a few hours, then we went over here. I got to my house about 3:05, 3:11, 2:55. You see where I'm going?
Yep.
I called 911 at 6:06, 6:15. This time I went and looked for the child at 6:15, 6:13. How hard would it be?
Not at all. Just like I think his name is Monkey's mom.
Who?
Monkey, the other little boy that's missing. When you listen to her talk, that's how you should talk. She doesn't add anything. Like Candace always is like, I did this because of this. That woman is desperately searching for her child. That's how a mom that's looking for her child would act.
Yeah. Oh, Lordy.
And I mean, you could just see the two differences there. Like, I'm not even a professional. I don't even need a professional to tell me she's lying.
And that's my point, is that whether you're emotionless or not, you're not an emotional person, whether, cry, whatever, you're still talking about a missing child. That's your child. It's not the public's child. It's not Pookie Ray Ray's child. It's your child. I would think in that one instance, whether you are emotional or not, emotional creature, emotional crier, on that instance of saying, hey, my baby's missing, I want my baby. I just don't see a person talking about their child even day one and don't fucking cry. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Like, she's not even my child, but when I think about it, I even cry. I mean, she should be at the point of, if she even says her name, the emotion would come up. But
well, Alicia, she speaks of her separately, which she's done since day one, because she thought of her separately. That's why Summer's missing. That's what people don't seem to understand. Summer was always on the outside looking in. I think that's obvious. That's the reason why when they first started talking about her to the news, it was always she and her. Never calling her by her first name. That's something an outsider would do. You understand what I'm saying? If I tell a story right now, I'm not going to mention Summer's name every 5 seconds. Summer did this, period. Summer said this, period. See where I'm going?
Yeah.
At some point, I'm going to say her and she. But a parent whose child is missing should be more apt to say, I miss Summer. Summer had the prettiest eyes. Summer had the prettiest hair, or has, excuse me.
Yeah.
You would say her name more. You never even said her name 10 days in. That's just strange to me. Then the fact you waited 10 days before speaking to the news is even more baffling. Just ridiculous.
And I mean, a lot of people also, they hang on that whole how they talk past tense.
Yeah, well, we all do it. We all can slip up and do that now.
Yeah. But I mean, I never really realized it. But my dad passed away almost about a month now. And I mean, I was talking about him like he was just still here. And I realized that.
Okay.
I just did it. And I'm like, listening to her, and I'm like, I know my dad's gone.
Yeah.
And I still don't even do it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can see slipping up every once in a while because you're trying to get it in your head.
Yeah.
But they were at the very beginning, So I can see that.
Right.
Being something that people hang on and like, why is she already doing this?
Yeah.
And why is she not talking? And now that she is talking, she's saying way too much.
Well, a lot of you still think she should talk, but my thing is, it still has to be some evidence pertaining to the child. So her talking, whether she slips up anything, still got to be something pertinent to where the child can be found.
Right.
She can talk all day and insinuate things and it sounds suspicious, but in the end, something's got to be ironclad to bring an arrest. And that's going to be the problem. Is
Well,
she
I
going to say something that's going to lead them to the baby?
I solely believe by now that they have all the pings back,
Mm-hmm.
and that's my biggest what if is or thought is okay. They know where she was by now. They have to just by hearing other cases. I mean, they knew where people were within hours by the pings.
Mm-hmm.
So if she did do something to Summer that day, and the pings show her still in her area,
Mm-hmm.
why haven't they found her? That's the
You're still
only.
talking about, sweetheart, you're still talking about it's dense summertime. It's not like flat land,
Well,
Vegas, Missouri, Illinois, where it's flat. You're
right.
talking about hills, and then it's dense. The grass is up to damn near your thigh. So imagine you're 5 feet tall. You could damn near somebody drive by, they wouldn't even see you standing in the grass. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you got to count not really knowing exactly where, because you got to remember they didn't get if they got pings back, her body's probably already deteriorated, ravaged by animals. You have to think about stuff like that. What would be left behind? See, you got to think about that. By the time a ping comes back,
That's true. Yeah.
it's just
There's just no answers at all. I mean, and she's at the point now that
I just wish they'd say something. I think at this point, this is just too long to just not say something. Come on.
well, she's at the point now. Like I don't believe anything comes out of her mouth. So even if she's like said, "I did it," at this point, I'm like, I wouldn't even believe her because I can't believe anything you say.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can tell you what. No matter what they did with the child, especially if it's heinous and there's death, I don't know how to stay up at that house. Hello to King. How you doing?
I just have a feeling she's gonna say that Dawn did it when she did it the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Alicia's saying they didn't bring their phones. Well, we don't know. I don't know what they did or didn't do. I can't say.
Well, I will say this, even though I'm in the technology world with what I do, I did not know that they could tell because I was reading
I'm
the
good.
the Watts case.
Mm-hmm.
Like they
Mm-hmm.
knew when he opened his doors. I didn't know that.
Well, it probably depends on what kind of car they had. See, a person with a regular, if you had an older model car, that car ain't gonna tell, you know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna tell nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
But if you got a modern car, it may have those type of features where they can say when the door was open, when the door closed, what time the motor started, all that. But an older car is not gonna have that kind of data because they don't have the features.
Well, her Subaru is brand new, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's too old. But they might be doing satellite, tracking as well.
Sure.
Where the car went that day. Imagine that. Woo, that'd be scary.
Just to me, it's like, well, if you have enough evidence, why are they not behind, cell doors? I mean, you have all these people,
Because maybe they really do want a body, even though we know you don't need one, but maybe they want one. I don't know.
I mean, you already said his name, so I will. Like, you have Chris Madonna, and then all the retired people that he works with, and the people that are active that he works with, all saying the same thing.
And what is that?
That she's involved.
Yeah.
That she did something.
Yeah.
And we don't know what them in her county are saying, but the way I understand it, all kind of the same way. They think there's foul play. So if you have all this, why are they at least not behind bars right now? But I don't know how that works. So. But I know you don't think she should be there, but that's my thoughts on that. Is I think she just keep talking because I think she's gonna be really intoxicated or high one night and mess up.
Hmm. Uh, Sport and Greasy, yeah, that's why she got rid of all her stuff. She knew she wasn't coming back.
Yeah.
I would ask her if I was a cop. Why you get rid of all your kids' things if that's indeed what you did? Who donates their children things? It hasn't even been a full year.
Yeah, he did put that as a
We're gonna
fact.
talk about that because even in death, people do things differently. Some people will hold on to the dead person's things, and some people will get rid of them like shortly after they die. Somebody come along, yeah, can you wear this size? Woo woo to give away their husband's things, brothers' things. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Depending on the circumstances, if they live far away, because naturally, let's say your relative dies, you can't take all that stuff back with you, so you empty it out before you leave, especially if it's in a house or apartment, however it works. So I can see you getting rid of the things.
And it depends on your personality.
This child is missing, so
Yeah.
there's been nobody to start getting rid of toys, personal effects. So I found that interesting when we discussed that the other day about the toys being cleaned off and all that. Like I kept trying to make everybody understand, why would you be cleaning toys at another location? Wouldn't a sensible thing be to clean the toys at the house where you're at, then put them in a bin and take them to the Salvation Army church? I don't see the purpose in taking some dirty toys to a church. It's just me personally.
I don't know, but he did talk about that tonight. And he put a fact check behind it that she did donate all of her toys.
He did fact check it.
Yeah, he does. He said it tonight.
Chris Madonna did.
Yep. Because he said it.
That's wrong. You know, there's something wrong with that.
He said it to Steve. He goes, "What do you think about her donating all of Summer's toys away?" He goes, "She did. She donated all of her
See, that
toys."
makes no sense. So if you donated toys, you got rid of clothes too. They did something to that little girl. Like I always suspected that they had. I knew something wasn't right when I saw the interview. That's all it took for me. I didn't need anything else. I didn't need all this extra shit with these other people running around on YouTube trying to be seen and heard. I knew when I saw the interview of her talking, I said she is articulating what to say because she's not saying it in a normal manner. When you spin a story, you know, you say, hey, I got up at such and such time. I ate an egg, a bagel. Then I went over to 15th Street. Then I picked up Pookie. Then me and Pookie went to Walgreens. Then we went to the swimming hole. Then we went here. It's too much. It's articulated to where she's speaking slow to make sure she doesn't mess it up.
Yep.
It's very obvious to me.
Yep. Well, like I said, I've never watched True Crime before, and it
Mhm.
popped up on something, and that's what I watched that first newscast, and I'm like, these people are lying. Like I've never even got into it before, and I knew they were lying, and that's what got me into this because I wanted to see if they really were. I didn't know it would take this long, but I watched that Lie to Me. I don't know if you've ever seen that show, but it's an awesome show. And
what network is it on?
Hulu.
Okay.
It's an old show, but he can tell by your facial expressions and the things that you do if you're lying or not. And I like that. I've watched it probably 1,000 times over and over. But,
okay, let's talk about the hotel because everybody was worried about that.
yeah, I saw that.
You know, I tell people it don't matter to me about none of this stuff. It just don't bother me. Only thing that bothers me is I'm sick of hearing about the shit. That's what's bothersome to me. I don't care what she does, where she goes, who she talks to. That's her business. Where I have the problem is when it plays out on social media. That's where I have the problem. But like I said, I bring you the content because you talk about it, you ask about it. So I go on and make a video about it. But in the end, I keep telling you, you're not going to get what you want. She's never going to tell you what she did with that kid. I'm trying to tell you. She's held out too long. She is never going to tell you. She might talk around the subject. She might slip out some things that sound suspicious in their commentary going live and going on people's panels. That heifer is never going to come out verbatim and say, yes, I did this, because she knows the ramifications for confessing to murdering her child or covering up the death of her child. She knows that already. He knows it as well.
Right.
So the hotel incident. Why is she in a hotel streaming?
I think she's just taking the money and just living the life up. That's my thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
She don't have to worry about, heating it, putting wood on the fire.
Digital, why would that bother you? A child in the background. We don't know that was a child in the background. How do you all know that was a child in the background?
Well, I've seen it laying on. I saw it. They're laying on the couch.
Okay, somebody zoomed the picture in a certain person's channel, but how can you say for sure that's a child though?
Well, they blink their eyes and stuff. You can see it's a child.
No, you're not listening to what I'm saying. You saw a human, but can't you say that that's a child?
True. I mean, yeah, they had a hoodie on. They could have been older.
Yeah, that's my point. I'm not saying it was a child. Because you can't really say verbatim in that video, even zoomed in, that that's a child. That could be anybody. Pardon at hotel, so many cameras at the house can't see. Well, you all seem to forget, Candace lives at that house. Benny doesn't run anything at that house. I'm going to say his name. I don't really like saying his name. He doesn't run anything at that house. She stays there. You think I'm going to sit here and let you run cameras in my fucking house where I live? Inside my house? That's my house. My husband lives there with me. And you think I'm going to let an outsider run cameras inside of my house? Think about what y'all saying now.
I don't know. She's a little wacky when it comes to him. That's for sure.
Alicia said Dale already said that was her child, Queen. She is friend of Candace. That was 100% her child.
That's Candace's child or a friend of Candace's?
Dale, whoever that is, honey.
I don't know who that is. That's a new name to me.
You know what amazes me? You all listen to other people spin stories and you believe anything that they tell you. Now here's Alicia. This is confirmed info. Oh well.
I've heard it. I mean, I've heard people saying that's her friend's child, but there's no receipt behind it. So
my thing is, do you really care that it's whose it is and why she's there?
No.
Thank you, Carolyn. My child wouldn't be near a suspect. Exactly. I was waiting for somebody to say that.
I thought that a while ago, but
now somebody says Dale's grandchild. See, you got different versions in the chat already.
yeah. That's why I didn't mention it.
Well, Digital, I'm like you. I don't really care what she does. Let me make that clear. I keep trying to explain to people. I'm not like average YouTubers. I don't care what Candace does. I don't care where she goes, what she does. I only bring you the information because you comment about it. Did you know? Did you hear? Blah, blah, blah. But in the end, I don't care what she does with her time. I'm not her keeper. The one thing I know, she's not going to tell you what Summer Wells is. I'm going to tell you that directly.
On an average, like I said, I just watched some videos and stuff, and like on the Watts case, I watched the night that the police were there, and him talking about how his wife was gone.
All right, calm down in the chat. I'm not here to argue with you about no kids. I don't care. If a fool wants to have their child, grandchild in the company of Candace Blythe, that is their prerogative. It has nothing to do with me. I can't tell somebody who has their child around. If indeed that's a child that has nothing to do with the Queen, that is between that person and Candace Blythe. Go ahead and finish your saying, sweetie.
Did you follow the Watts case?
Not just here and there. I don't know all the rumors and this and that and there.
Well, you may be able to answer this question by following some of the other ones.
I'm telling you what I did. I did watch the Netflix documentary, and it kind of shook me. It's creepy to me. That creepy. Watching her text messages is creepy to me. Well, I have a thing about dead people and their commentary. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like watching somebody's text messages, and I know that they're dead. It's creepy.
Well, I watched a lot of YouTube videos on that and a couple others, and I'll go into those in just a second.
Mm-hmm.
But I watched like from whenever the night she went missing, and then him talking about it, Nancy Cassie did, and then when they arrested him, but there was no timeline in there. And like I watched one where a woman literally pulled on the side of the road, shot her son, and then said that somebody came up and did it, but there was no timeline with that. How long did these usually take? Or I mean, the way the watch, it looked like it took about a year before they found out it was him.
Yeah, which see, that's where the problem is coming in. All this evidence stuff, phone pinging, man, that's a long time to just try to put together a case of this and that. But you know, just like the case I'm bringing you about Dashina Kyle, they got what they need, and they let it be known in the commentary I brought you yesterday afternoon. It's gonna be a 4-day trial.
Yeah,
I ain't never been so happy. You understand?
yeah.
And I'm gonna do my best to try to get a front row seat. That is one trial I'm gonna do my best to be there in October. Oh, I'm gonna be there.
Well, the one that I watched about the lady that shot her child, it was older. You could tell it was like in the 80s,
Yeah.
but it seemed like it was a long time before they finally found out it was her. So that's why I was kind of wondering, on an average, how long does something like this usually take? Because to me, this is taking forever.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, you watch old ones on YouTube, it's back to back, and
Yeah.
but it was obviously a long time.
You know, I have to think about logically if we were in a big demographic, such as like Memphis and New York. Of course, you know, Memphis has nowhere near the population of New York City, but those places I can see it being a long time doing DNA testing, this and that, because you got people murdered every day. You understand what I'm saying? People murder, people missing. But here in Tennessee, in this region, what I'm trying to figure out is where did they send the evidence to? Did they send it over here to the lab over here in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, or did they send the information to the Quantico? That's what I'm curious about.
Well, some of it I heard was in Quantico.
Okay. Now how would you know if something sent to Quantico?
I want to say that it was Chris that had mentioned that.
Okay.
They sent the teams there.
Okay, so I want you to start thinking about that for a minute. Would it be right for him to even be saying that, and he's not working on the case?
Yeah,
and then it would be wrong even if he was on the case.
Right. Like I said, I don't have any receipts, but yes, and like some of the stuff that he flips up and says, he's like,
let me tell you something.
I'm not going to say it, but then later he'll say it. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you something. Anybody with sense knows. With Allie, H, all of that, whether they had a lawyer or not, somebody with some sense would have advised them they should have never talked to Chris Madonna.
Yeah.
And Chris knew better. I don't care if people agree with me or not.
I do.
It's common sense. It's called the law, and he knows the law.
Yeah.
You are not supposed to talk to anybody pertaining to a fucking missing persons murder investigation, especially if you know you were in the company of the said person. That's just common sense.
Right. And I was shocked.
Everybody knows that.
When I first saw, I figured it's going to be like a newscast, you know.
That's why I found it strange that Chris Madonna would even talk to them when he knew the child was with these people. Then too, he's a child. He's not even an adult. So you want to go talk to a child about being with another child and the mother the day of a disappearance? Does that sound right and ethical?
Not at all.
It's not. And then everybody gets mad. Oh, but he's like, he's this, he's that. That's not, it don't matter who he is. It doesn't matter if he's a regular Joe, retired. It's principle. Everybody knows you do not talk when you have been a witness in a investigation. You don't talk to nobody.
That my kind of thing is if he
Except
is all
for law enforcement, you don't go talk to nobody because you do not want that shit of whatever you say coming back to haunt you the day they summons your ass to court. Everybody knows that, and Chris Madonna knew that. That's why I found it baffling that he would want to talk to a fucking kid.
That's what I was gonna say. If he is all that, then he would know that he does not need to do that. I couldn't believe it. I mean,
Molly says I can't see how he was even legally allowed to do that.
No.
You got Molly, you got a very valid point, because I think, I don't know what the law officials feel about Chris Madonna talking to him. It probably weighs both ways, but they would say to H, a lawyer would say to H and his mother, you should have never done that, because you don't know how this could play out in court later. You don't know what she could say. Who's to say that down the road she don't turn on H if she thinks they're hot on her trail to murdering her own child? She could flip it and say that boy H did something to her kid. That's why I tell you all, y'all don't pay attention to stuff.
I mean, and
That girl could change her mind and pin it on that little boy, because we don't know what the fuck happened on that day.
in some aspects, he could have hurt the whole case.
That's what I'm saying. That's why you don't talk.
Well, see, I thought he.
You talk after the trial is over. Let's say they found a body, or somebody is recorded saying something, or they get evidence of a body, bones, DNA, something. When the case is finally over, then you come out and tell what you want to tell. You don't tell nothing while a case is investigated. You don't do that.
Well, that's why at first I thought they took his channel down because of all that, because he was gone for a while.
Yeah, you don't do that. I don't know why some of you think that was okay. It's not okay, because in the end, that shit could hurt that boy. He's already jacked up, allegedly in a facility, because he's wayward and having problems. He's hearing flack from YouTubers and chat members and people judging him. He's probably was having problems with other school children and all of that. Who knows what's going on with Boy H? Who knows what his real life is like at home with Allie? And you have no idea. So that's why I don't blame no kid, because he's a kid to me. He's a child to me. And until somebody can bring a receipt that he did something, I'm not going to knock no kid. I don't work like that, because you don't have a receipt to nothing. And in the end, it's Candace and Don that's been spinning the web about June 15th, not Boy H.
What I think is kind of weird is because, Boy H is a minor, but he's, we're allowed to hear what he has to say. Well, those boys are minors too. Why aren't they allowed to speak?
Well, Alicia, what's been solved? You talking about without CNN's interviews, this may have never been solved. There hasn't been anything been solved. We don't have an arrest. Well, where's the arrest?
What's she say about the summer's been solved?
I don't understand her point, because you don't talk to children. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows you do not talk to children without a parent. It can backfire. You just don't do it. And then you have an open investigation where the witness, which is a child, he was in the company of the woman and her child. You don't talk to them, because you don't know what can get spun out of control. I know his mother you're not listening. You're not listening to a word I'm saying. It is an open investigation. You don't talk to people outside of law enforcement in an open investigation. You don't allow your child to talk to anybody else, because you don't know what can be spun down the road. I don't care that they've been interviewed before. You must don't know the law. Obviously you all don't know the law. You obviously don't know the law. You don't watch TV. Come on, even in TV they'll tell you. You don't talk to nobody, because you don't know what can happen down the road. That's the point. That girl can easily flip on him and change things if she thinks that they are going to arrest her. She can easily say, well, he did this to my kid and I didn't want to get him in no trouble and blah, 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 blah. You all don't even know what's going on behind the scenes with this investigation. You don't know really what H told police. You don't know what Allie told the police. You don't know what Don told the police. And you don't know what Candace Bly told the police. So therefore, it's an open investigation. You are advised in any case, anybody with sense will tell you, don't talk to nobody but the fucking law. And even if you talk to the law, you should have a lawyer, especially if you were a witness, because you don't know what somebody else's witness said about your dealings of that evening. That's common sense. That girl needs to go back and say he did something to her kid. And she covered for him because he was a kid. You don't know what can happen. Then now he's got to try to defend himself against a grown woman.
I mean, I totally agree. It should be waited till this was solved and over, then the information come out. And people are like, he did a good job. He did do a good job. But the only reason he did a good job is because we are wanting the information. We don't need the information. That information should have waited till after this was solved.
I'm not here to argue with any of you about Chris Madonna. The point is, it doesn't matter that Chris Madonna did a good interview. He knew better than to talk to a child in an open investigation. It doesn't matter that he had already talked to FBI, TBI. It's principle. You didn't have a suspect at the time when he talked to the child and his mother.
Right.
If you had a suspect, it'd be different. You didn't have a suspect. You still don't have a suspect.
Right. I mean, that stuff should have came out after this was done and solved.
That's why I know that the people in the chat, obviously some of you don't know the law. A lawyer would tell you, don't talk to nobody. Don't talk to nobody. Because they just told you months ago, nobody has been cleared as a suspect. And you're going to sit here and argue in the chat about who did a good job in the interview. How does that make any sense?
I don't. It's just
nobody's been arrested, but you're sitting here cheering somebody interviewing a child in an open investigation with no suspect, and it's fucking 8 months into an investigation with no arrest, and you don't know who could turn on somebody and pin something on somebody if they think the heat's on them. That girl could flip on that little boy any moment.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just people feeling like they deserve information now, and we don't. I mean, yes, we want to hear information, want to hear what's going on, but truthfully, a lot of the stuff should not have been put out there. We don't need to hear it. The law does. They need to figure out what's going on.
Okay. Let's see where this is going.
I'm not even reading chat because
it don't matter. I got it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even control it from here, so
I'm gonna take care of all that. Well, since you don't care about who's who, then you don't care about Summer Wells.
You're talking to somebody.
Because that comment doesn't even make any logical sense.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, because I did not say I did not. Okay, I guess I need to read chat too.
No, don't worry about it. I got it. My phone stop acting up. Sounds stupid. You can't care about Summer, don't care about the suspects. That doesn't make any logical sense.
Excuse me.
Common sense, I'm not worried about nothing. Who says what? I'm highly favored. I don't have Don and Candace's problems. And I thank God that I don't.
I don't know how anybody can walk around this earth with that on their conscience and smile and laugh.
Thank you, Beverly.
Whether she did it,
you just don't talk. You don't talk. You anytime you're a witness to a crime or witness with people involved in a crime, you have to be very careful about who you're talking to and giving information. The police will tell you that. Doesn't matter. You think it's okay because somebody's a cop, a retired cop, a detective. They're not the fucking one involved. You are. And you don't know that whatever you say publicly can come back and bite you in the ass. That's why you're advised not to talk to people. That's what a lawyer would tell you. Whether you did something, didn't do something, don't talk to nobody. Because you don't know how the story can spin out of control.
To me, that's just common sense. So I don't even
It's
know how.
very common sense. That's why I said I was stunned that the man would even go talk to a child. I know what the
Yeah.
hell I'm saying.
Because I have a son the same age, and there ain't no daggone way I'd let him sit down and talk to anybody without a lawyer sitting there, a recording sitting there.
Yeah,
Ever.
you don't talk to. That's the very reason why the case of you know who I'm talking about. The one that was accused of killing that girl that came to take the pictures for the car he was selling. He just got Avery. That's why his nephew's locked up. Because he was running his mouth in there talking without a lawyer.
Yep.
He's in prison. He's in prison right now. He has the mind of a fifth grader, a very low IQ, and now he's been linked in to murdering some woman. And I don't know if he murdered that woman or not, but because he sat in an interview room talking to the cops, next thing you know, he's confessing to killing a girl. When he walked in there, he wasn't talking about no murder or no nothing. They just started throwing out stuff. Hey, didn't you hit her in the head? Hey, didn't you do this? See where I'm going?
Yeah.
And before you know it, he's yesing to all that stuff. Because his mother should not have let him talk to the police. She should have been in the room with him. And I don't care what was said to H. We don't know what was said to him, his mother. I wouldn't have let my child talk to nobody because I've been like, I don't know where this story is getting ready to unfold, how it's going to unfold. You don't know what Candy was going to say, not say. Just was not no good idea, in my opinion. That's my opinion.
And I've seen some of them too, where they do that, especially to minors, and they like tell them basically what they think happened. And they're like, "You did this, didn't you? You did this, didn't you?" And then after 18 hours, the kid's finally like, "Sure, yes," even though they didn't do it. But they're tired of getting interrogated and finally just admit to something they didn't even do because that person made them feel like they did it, or just scared to death and admitted to what they said because here's a grown man screaming at you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't wait for it to end because in my heart, I know which direction it's going to go.
It's jacked up. Jacked up. Thank you, Molly. Everybody involved in this case is self-serving.
I mean, the only true facts we have about this case is Summer's gone. There's not one other thing that's
Other
true.
than that, you're right. There's no truth to nothing.
Nothing. From the moment they woke up, the times that they woke up, it's all been a lie. Don says he woke up at 7:30. Summer was asleep underneath
I think
him.
it's common sense that they interrogated Don and Candy. That's the thing you all need to understand. Nobody's going to come back and tell you what was said and what was not said about June 15th and who interrogated who and when. That's why I kept trying to tell you, Don and Candy are never going to come back and tell you, oh, yeah, I've been down there 5 times, 6 times. They're not going to tell you that. Who's going to tell you that? Because the first thing they're going to say is, you're going to say as an outsider, well, why are they talking to you so many times? Why you got to keep going down there? They're never going to tell you how many times they talk to them. You should have common sense enough to know they've separated everybody pertaining to June 15th. If the TBI is involved, we'll scratch Hawkins County because I don't know what the hell they're doing and not doing. But I can bet your bottom dollar, nobody has talked to these parents together. They have separated everybody pertaining to the story.
Even the boys. I just keep picturing her on that videos of hers, and it's like, how in the world? Like I was saying earlier, even if she did it, how could she walk with that conscience on her mind of, and still smile? Or even if she didn't, how can she still smile knowing that she has no idea where her child is? I would go to bed every night wondering, crying, begging God, you know,
Mhm.
because if you do watch some of the past cases and stuff, parents are like, you know, you could tell that they just want, even if they're gone, just let me have that peace, let me have that closure.
Mhm.
It's not at all, not one bit. She's just gone, so here's her clothes, here's her
Mhm.
toys.
Yeah.
I'm moving on. I got to put it past it.
Mhm. Yes, I agree, Miss K. Well, it is what it is now. Can't go back. The damage has been done. I'm just, I stick with my guns on my opinion. Nobody gives a fuck about Summer Wells or the case. That's how I look at it.
None that I find besides your channel, because, and that's why I stick here. Because even when I watch them, it just makes me sick. Because you know they act like it, but then they
They
bring up
don't care. You know,
yeah,
like I said, everybody's entitled to their opinion. You're entitled to watch whatever you want to watch, care about whoever you care. Queen don't care. That's what people don't really understand about me. I don't care. I don't care about who you watch. What I don't care for, don't bring a bone to me and expect me to carry it. I don't work like that. I never have. I don't believe everything I hear. And I can't believe everything that I see. So I judge accordingly.
and and to me, like some of them too, they do seem like they care. But if you cared, you wouldn't bring up every gossip there is.
Well, and
I
that's
mean,
what I keep trying to tell people in the chat, and they don't understand that. You spread that stuff like it's the truth, and then you get
yeah,
offended if somebody questions you about, well, where did you hear it? And then it's like, oh, well. But see, that's what you don't understand. You're spreading it like it's the gospel. Then there's people who come in the chat that don't know anything about the story, or they're new to the story. They're listening at that stuff you're saying, and they're thinking that what you're saying is the truth.
yeah. And then you have people that are just coming into the case that are so freaking lost because there's so much out there that's not even true. Or
I
do we
don't,
know
I
it?
don't believe anything.
Yeah.
You can't. My thing is this: if I can't even believe the parents, why am I getting ready to believe other people that I don't know anything about, and they're a day late, dollar short? Then they're starting YouTube channels, and I'm supposed to actually believe something that you said on somebody else's panel, and now you have a YouTube channel, and it is off the back of Summer Wells. There's no way you can say that it's not, because my thing is you didn't think about having a YouTube channel before the child went missing. So why would you now have a YouTube channel?
Yeah.
That makes no logical sense.
And there's already what 1,000 YouTube channels out there about Summer Wells. You think you making another one's going to bring her home? And you're not. You're just wanting views. You're just wanting money.
Yeah, I went there to see if I could help, and how are you going to help a case 6 7 months in?
Yeah.
The case been going on and on and on, month for month for month. You gonna go touch down while it's leaves on the ground to do what exactly? Now, come on.
I mean, that's just my thoughts. Everybody can do what they want. But
It's just sad to me. It's very sad. And there's people, like I keep saying, people with real problems.
yeah.
Because these people don't care about anything. I mean, it's obvious. They don't care about themselves. They don't care about their children. And right now we have countries at war with each other. So there's people with real damn problems. These people are not concerned about nothing going on in the world, Rogersville, Kingsport, Tennessee, and nowhere else.
What's to me, what's the saddest is, I mean, this woman was the person, she birthed this baby. This baby looked up to her to protect her
Mm-hmm.
and everything. And then this woman's laughing on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And
Who speaking of?
Summer, I mean, so, Candace is all Summer had.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, how can you think of this child? I don't know how to put what I'm trying to say. I just couldn't continue my life. I couldn't. And the only way I could is if I was the one, you know, like these past cases, they went on with their life, they remarried and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So they must not have conscience. I couldn't live without a conscience because
Well, like somebody said, and a few people said it in the chat, you all are going to be real sick the day they bring an indictment against these people, and you've been aiding them and coddling them and giving money. You're going to feel like a damn fool.
that's what I said. I wish there was a way whenever they find out the truth that they make them pay these people back.
Pay them back for what? That money going to be long gone.
How I know.
You're not going to be able to pay nobody back. You done took the
I know.
money and went on. You already know
know.
that. When you
I
see
know.
people scamming people out of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands, they don't have the money to give back.
And I mean, they're doing it as a gift, so they wouldn't have to. I'm just saying, I wish there was.
Yeah, because what you give is on your own accord.
Yeah,
It's not like you were setting up like a Ponzi scheme to say you're going to get this for this, and I'm going to pay you this percentage back. That's what it would be a scam. But you are willingly giving your money to aid these people. You're not going to get nothing back. You
and they
believe
haven't even been cleared. I mean, you don't know for sure that they're still a suspect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, they're just believing off the word.
This is just, oh, Lord have mercy. Very baffling.
It is.
Very baffling.
I've been watching stuff. I've been really sick, so I've been kind of catching up. And I basically just laying.
What's wrong with you?
Oh, I have something going on with my stomach.
Oh, okay.
So while I was just kind of laying here, I was just watching the videos on that tonight, and the things that's the other. I think he's called a statement analyst.
Mm-hmm.
The things that he was saying whenever she would say stuff, I'm like, that's true. It was very interesting.
Teresa, I agree. Get it from your friend. You need some money, go call your friend. He a YouTuber. He gets money in donations. That's a very valid point. That's your friend, your homeboy. Call him. You need some money. Keep it real. Call your friend.
That just sickens me too, and how happy and excited she gets when her friend.
Well, like somebody said, it could be transference. He's been around. Her man's gone. He's been friendly with them because that does happen with people when people are around all the time. You start to get a little sweet on them. May not be actual feelings, but people do it all the time. They fall for people because they're around all the time.
Yeah.
God, that's one scenario I don't want to imagine.
Yep.
The hell? Sick, very sick.
It is, like you were saying earlier, it is crazy how she's in the background screaming at Don for being on YouTube and telling him to get off.
I was thinking about that. Jealous. People saying she was jealous of him talking when he was talking to certain females, and now the script has changed. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. Now she's on there almost 24/7 because, like, when I went on there, it's like one 8 hours ago, one 2 hours ago, one 4 hours ago. I'm like, she's just on here all day.
Yeah. She don't have anything to do. So that's why she's not going to do anything with herself. Because that time she's wasting streaming live for 5 minutes, whatever. She could be out looking for a job. She could be focusing on trying to, find some schooling or doing something with her life. You already know this place is hiring. Most fast food restaurants are hiring. Retail is hiring. She can go right now and go find a job somewhere.
Yeah. And she's getting all these people donating to her. I mean, it's a good opportunity for her to use that to help for her till now, till she gets a job. But no, she thinks it's still going to keep coming in and coming in and coming in.
Well, it's not going to work like that.
No.
Because I'm telling you what's going to happen. people will donate, and then you start going live and start doing and saying crazy stuff, which they should already know anyway not to donate. But you still got some people that's ignorant. Oh, she does one thing wrong, then it's I shouldn't have gave her my money, and you shouldn't have gave the money anyway because you saw what they were doing before you donate the money.
Mhm.
They're not new to YouTube. They're not new to YouTube.
They're eventually gonna get tired of giving to her.
Mm-hmm.
I give her a couple of months. I figure a couple months worth, and then she's really gonna be panicky.
Yeah, because what she's gonna do is do what she wants with the money.
Yep.
Because my thing is this: it costs to live. There's always something you need. Just as quick as right now, you go buy groceries. There's something else to buy. There's something else to pay for. That's the reason why most people are broke because they don't make enough money to afford basic things. And then naturally you're gonna want to buy yourself something that isn't basic, you know what I mean, like leisure items or whatever, but you really don't have the money to even just go buy yourself a nice pair of shoes or a necklace, or you understand what I'm saying? So
yeah.
she's gonna be relying solely on outside money to pay real bills. That shit's gonna be a problem because if you start talking about a high car note, insurance, that's a lot of money to try to hustle up on just for that. You haven't even paid a light bill, a gas bill, water bill, food, gas in the car. See where I'm going?
Yep.
Just a car note alone, it's going to be a head buster, especially if it's 600 like he said it was. And I can't see him lying about that when he could easily say, "Oh, my car is paid for." Who wants to lie about saying they have a $600 car note?
Yeah. I mean, just myself. I mean, I make a pretty good living on my hourly wage, but my hourly wage that I make, it pays literally my bills. I may have $10 left out of it. Now I get commission, and that's what I live on, but I haven't sold anything in a few months. It's just
Well,
so it's very hard, and I just have basic bills: electric,
yeah,
rent.
that's what I'm saying. So it adds up.
Yep.
Every time you turn around, there's something to buy. I don't care what it is: toilet paper, toiletry, shampoo, conditioner, private girly products, this and that. God forbid you had kids. Just imagine she had kids right now.
Yep.
She had her kids there. You got to feed them. You got to clothe them. You got to buy toilet paper, detergent, this and that. She'd be up shit's creek.
And then, I mean, she supposedly owns the house. I own mine. As soon as I paid mine off, what happened? $800 water heater went out. A week later, my heater went out.
Yes, Beth, I agree. The people giving her money is just as bad as her. Yes. I'm not going to give you any money. I'm not going to give you money because your husband went to jail. That's not a problem. That's a situation that you all already had knowledge of, thereof, and it was up to you two to make the provisions of what you were going to do with each other and your house and your bills before you went to court. I don't think nobody should be giving money to somebody that violated probation and got arrested. And you all ain't forgot about when he allegedly put his hands on her, whether that's the truth or not. See, this is why I tell people don't pay attention to that. You forgot about that, didn't y'all?
Yeah, I watched that one.
But I'm just saying, what about the case before that happened in January?
I remember the one in October. In
January, where he allegedly grabbed her by the throat.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking last year. Yeah. That was on the line.
Okay, so imagine if he has to go to court for that. And they decide to say, we're going to go on and say he did do something to her. That's more time in jail.
Yep.
And I find it funny. Nobody's mentioned that. You all are worrying about helicopters and who's in a hotel and who's in the background, whose child it is, all of that. Just imagine if he's in there longer than the 6 months. It's just sick.
Or, all the other stuff comes in and they shoot him up state,
Say what, honey?
Or the other stuff comes in too.
What other
And then
stuff?
from Idaho.
Oh.
And they just move him straight from there to up there.
I don't even know. I don't put much weight in that.
I don't know.
A lot of people like to dwell on that, but I just don't. I don't dwell on that. It's just something about that. Just I don't dwell on. Okay, Tiffany says I think maybe some of the land is mortgaged. Okay, let's talk about that. You're really a fuck creep, then. You understand?
Yep,
Because
that's mortgage payment.
if you remortgage your house, you got to pay that every month. So see, a lot of people didn't think about that. See, everybody thinks they know Don and Candy, and you know all their business. You don't know all their business. You're going through Google searches and all of that. That is not ironclad. Google searches. You don't know if that man went to the bank, remortgaged his house, anything. You don't know.
She's got 11 acres, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of taxes.
A lot of what?
Tax.
Yeah,
Tax.
everybody's acting like it's just going to be a couple of $100s. No, they're judging it by the circumference of the land.
Yeah.
And the value of the house.
She might start selling off some of that
That's a
land.
valid point. The house may not be worth about $100,000 or so dollars, but the land is worth more than that.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Why didn't he leave her anything? Or did he leave her anything? So, I don't really know. I can't really say he didn't leave her money. He didn't take care of something before he went, but that's the whole point. What did he pay for before he went to jail?
Well, we all know that at one point she was trying to sell the house.
I don't know that.
What was on her Facebook? She had put it up for sale.
When was that, Rags?
When Dawn was in Iowa. Was it Iowa? Yeah, Iowa.
Utah.
Thank you. I knew it was something like that. And then Dawn, because they were supposed to be moving up there.
I just heard the other day that he was gone for 9 months total. So that's a long time.
Yeah, that's what she said, 9 months.
I watched when she was on that certain person's live the other day. So my mind was, that's a mighty long time to be away from your wife and family. 9 months. That's something's off with that too.
I kind of wonder if she'll end up selling it.
Well, we'll see.
Because she'd made a comment and she didn't want to be up there at one point.
Oh, Lord.
She keeps saying she'll be okay. She's been without him before. She'll be fine, so.
Okay, so let's go there. So that means Don would have had to pay the bills for the 9 months he was gone.
Yeah.
Back in 20. But Don's locked up now, so that's different.
Yep.
See, Canada is talking full of shit. He was working allegedly those 9 months or so when he went out to Utah, I'm assuming. So, or most of that time. The situation is different now.
The only thing I heard Don say about that was he went up there because he was planning on moving his family up there. So that's a long time to be away from your family.
That's what I'm saying. And then he's just going to run back after 9 months gone because of a guy there.
God.
You didn't think that a guy could have been there in the 9 months you were gone? It's all that strange. And I can tell you now, Grandis is not getting ready to hang around and pay no damn bills up there.
No.
But she already knows that's exactly what Candace would expect of her. Is to stay there and have her pay the bills. Because the first thing Candace would say, well, you've got access to the house to be here. You don't have to be in the camper. You could pay something. But that's the point. Maybe she don't want to. And that's why, allegedly, somebody says she's supposed to be going. I can see her going back up north or going somewhere else. She ain't trying to pay no heavy-ass bills. That's the purpose of her living in the camper. Think about it. Why would she be in a camper and they have a whole house?
That's what I was thinking. Since she wanted to pay bills, just get herself a house.
That's it. And then I don't want to give you money to upkeep your house for a year, and then your husband gets out of jail, comes home, then I'm back in the camper.
That's one person I keep waiting to come out and talk too, as Grandis. But I don't think she ever will.
Who, Grandis?
Yeah.
Well, she might get comfortable like her daughter. Keep going live.
Well, I keep waiting for her to pop in the background. Because that's how Candace kind of started in on it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Popping in a little bit here and there with
Mhm.
Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
But I ain't seen her yet.
Sad to me. These people are just, I tell myself don't use the word sad, pathetic. Very, very pathetic. No love for each other, love for their kids. It's just very sick. Time to downsize the grandest camper. That's mighty small. Those two would kill each other in that little camper. You know that would never work. That would never work.
No.
They would kill each other in that camper. I think we both know that. Well, anything else you want to add before I check out of here?
No, that was all.
All righty. It's been interesting.
I'll go back down. Has anybody dropped the link lately? Are you closing
No,
up?
I'm getting ready to go because they just want to chat in the chat.
All right. Well, I'm going to drop down.
Thank you, honey.
Thank you.
You're welcome, dear. That was Rags, everybody. Well, I'm not going to hold you all because it's getting late. It is late. But I thank you all for joining me. This is the sad commentary pertaining to all the many participants wanting to be seen and heard pertaining to the disappearance of Summer Wells. There have been no arrests, no suspects, nothing. No update from TBI. Just a bunch of people wanting to talk, be seen, making YouTube channels now. And I find it very disgusting and vile that all these people wanting to come out to give information pertaining to the parents, this and that. But in the end, all I see is this people benefiting off this disappearance. There are many people missing in America, and you don't see people behaving like this. You don't see people wanting to be seen on social media, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, making YouTube videos, want to be a YouTuber because somebody's missing. Well, my neighbor's kid's missing. I want to be a YouTuber now. I never heard of such. I've never heard of such. And as I've said, two cases I talk about here in East Tennessee pertaining to Deshina Kyle, Chad Carr. Both were missing. One found months ago. Boyfriend has just now been indicted for her murder. I brought you commentary about that yesterday. And I haven't heard of anybody with a YouTube channel pertaining to those cases. But lo and behold, the one up in East Tennessee pertaining to a little white girl, now everybody wants to be a YouTuber that was a neighbor, friend, foe. And as I said before, the most baffling thing besides the child missing is the fact that there haven't been any arrests and everybody wants to be on social media that know of the parents. You don't find that baffling? Somebody meets them all in 5 days, now they're a YouTuber. The parents have a child, children taken out their care, child missing. Now I want to be on YouTube. Now I want a website. But on the website, you don't even talk about your child. You go on YouTube 2 days, you don't even talk about your child. Then you delete videos. Don't you see this is a game? Thank you, Tiffany. This is a vicious, vile game. It's ugly, it's vile, because their behavior is not exemplary of people with a missing child and want justice for the child and answers to where their child can be located. It has been shown from day one they were never interested in the child. That is the reason that the child went missing in the first place. Stay woke. So that's what some of you don't seem to understand. All this is diabolical and planned, orchestrated. That's why they're behaving the way they are, because this is how they were behaving when Summer was visible. That's the bottom line. And now you got people feeding off of the vile behavior of the parents, pretending to care, pretending to want to talk, pretending to want to get answers. They don't give a damn about Candace, Dawn, Summer, the boys, and nothing else. This is probably the most ratchet case I've seen on the news and social media pertaining to a child missing. Tons of people are missing. Tons of people. Tons of people found dead. And their family members don't act like this. Their friends and family enemies, whomever, don't become YouTubers. And the people aren't running to YouTube. Stay woke. If you want to donate to the channel, if you like, $ Big Angie 129 Cash App. Thank you all so much for joining me. When I get more commentary, I will bring it to you, or possibly not. Right now, Russia is at war with Ukraine, and to me, that's a very, very big story that's spanned from across the globe, around the ponds. And those people have real problems, and there are people with real situations going on, dire situations, not make-believe stuff to bring to social media and play mind games. But there are people right now needing to get to safety, get a place to sleep, get a place to where they can eat, lie their heads, not worrying about social media and making TikTok videos and worrying about talking about hamburgers and hot dogs and what country song they played yesterday. There's people out there with real damn problems. And it's really time for us to focus on something else, because this right here, it ain't it. It's vile, it's diabolical, and I can see the bigger picture. Most people are not concerned about Summer Wells or her brothers. It's an end, a means to an end, is what I'm saying. And it started with bio donors. Nobody's really invested in the case. Possibly law enforcement. But the outside people bringing you the information, they're not invested. They do not care. Because as I've said in the beginning of this commentary, when this all ends, what will these people have to talk about on their YouTube channels pertaining to the disappearance of Summer Wells and Candace and Don and Pookie and Ray Ray and Bubba and Susie Mae? What will you have to talk about then? What will the mother have to talk about in case she gets arrested? There'll be no more YouTube. There'll be no more phones. There'll be no more nothing. There'll be no nothing. These people don't care. All these people that have immersed themselves in this case, they do not care about Summer Wells. And I think that's obvious. Thank you for joining me. This is Everyday Shenanigans.